Our principal, our very honorable principal and a dynamic leader has made it very clear to us in the beginning few months of January that teachers don't try to compete with Google. Am I right, sir? He has very clearly said Google has tons of data, and by Google I do not mean only one company, as sir was very pertinent to point out. I mean the entire online resources. We as teachers, we cannot compete with Google. However, we need to know whether we still have a place in your hearts, whether we still have a place in society, whether we still teach you or educate you in the 21st century. My presentation will just be a humble attempt to try and understand where we all stand as stakeholders of the education system in India. The Innovation Council and Basic Science Department has joined hands today to put together a small interface on National Education Day, which my anchor colleague has very brilliantly summarized as the birth anniversary of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, and what more pertinent, relevant, honorable way to start the day by paying homage to the person who runs our university, our alma mater university, on whose name our university has been founded, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. Let us know a little bit more about the day's events. Allow me to start my presentation. The presentation is divided into four parts. It does not have only 4 slides, I'm sorry. It is divided into 4 parts. The first will be dealing with the premise, why we are having this presentation. The second will talk about the journey of the Guru. And the third will be the journey of internet and its influence in education. And the fourth one, how we can as stakeholders learn from each other. Much of the first part has been covered so far by our honorable principal, our anchor, and other people. National Education Day commemorates the birth anniversary of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. To know a little about Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, I feel I had to resort to Google to know a little more about this gentleman. I'm sorry to say that I wasn't aware of so many landmark information. Maulana Abul Kalam Azad was homeschooled and self-taught for the first few years of his life. He then joined the Madras Institute of Technology for an aeronautical engineering degree. I did not know that. After that, he joined the DRDO and finally ISRO. Thereafter, he became the first education minister of independent India. Among his many achievements are the fact that he founded, conceptualized Jamia Millia Islamia universities all across the country. He founded and conceptualized the University Grants Commission, the UGC. He conceptualized all IITs. In fact, the entire IIT system was conceptualized by him, and IIT Kharagpur was actually inaugurated by him. He also conceived and conceptualized the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, out of which CMARI is our closest organization that is partnered. And unfortunately, during his lifetime, he failed to receive this honor, but posthumously, he was awarded the Bharat Ratna. I would also like to read out his full name, again something I was not aware of. Bharat Ratna Abul Kalam Ghulam Muhyiddin Ahmed bin Khairuddin Al-Husseini Azad, and fondly called Maulana. So let us pay a little bit of respect, a little bit of homage, and thank God for having given us this great son of the soil. We also stand here, as we celebrate National Education Day, we also stand here in the backdrop of the National Education Policy. National Education Policy, a much, should I say debated, a much discussed idea. It was floated and conceptualized in 2020 but has gone through periodic revisions. I have to talk about certain key features that NEP 2023 covers. It covers an interdisciplinary and multilingual mode of communication. Multilingual mode of communication. What multilingual mode means is that you do not have to use only English as a mode of communication. You can use your mother tongue, you can use the, should I say national language, even though that is also to be discussed, whether we can use Hindi as the national language or any other language. So we can use English, the mother tongue, and Hindi as of now, which is kind of designated as the Rajbhasha. We can also have, going forward, it is not yet implemented fully, we can also have exams for only students of class 2, class 6 and class 8, followed by the boards. And then we have the 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 system, where the first 5 years, 3 years are foundational, you just play games and go to play school kind of thing. Then you study in class 1 and 2, give an exam, you go to 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5 again, that is the plus 3. 3, 4, 5 again is largely learning based on games. Then you go to middle school, which is 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8 you are starting to get serious about your studies. Class 8 you give another exam and thereafter kind of forget games. 9, 10, 11, 12 are the 4 crucial years. So this is the NEP 2023 version where there is the 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 system of education. I'll cover this portion very fast. When we use the word guru, the first thing that comes to our mind is the fact that some guru, usually a man, wearing very ascetic clothes, very simple ascetic clothes, hair tied up on the forehead or in a bun, sitting under a tree, meditating, thinking about larger philosophies, with a group of students, again largely men, largely young boys, and talking from a source of immense wisdom, immense power. So we see the guru basically as a disseminator of knowledge, that is, I stand here and I lecture you, kind of like I am doing now. It is possibly not possible to even imagine a situation like this, where students will either want to go to the washroom, or sit at the back and do WhatsApp or listen to YouTube with your headphones, Bluetooth headphones. Not possible. The Guru-Shishya relationship or situation is not possible. However, I had to cover it. So here goes. The Guru-Shishya relationship was founded on the premise of the Guru being the fountain of knowledge. No knowledge sharing, please note. The student doesn't know anything. He, she is a blank slate. He has to be told or she has to be taught. From there we go to the philosopher, where the Guru or the teacher not only teaches subjects but also coaches about life lessons. Thereafter we have a situation where when we were growing up, which is again 100 years back, we were told that teaching is not a profession that you make money from. Teaching is a vocation, it's a noble job. Don't think about salary, don't think about pay. If somebody is coming to you to be taught, please teach. Like a doctor. So, ज्ञान मुफ्त में बांटा जा सकता था. And far right, you have us, me in particular, struggling to be a good teacher, more of a facilitator, designing a lot of stuff based on Google, based on like Sir said, ChatGPT and other such online internet resources. So from the Guru, we have traveled the entire spectrum to somebody who is kind of like you. We are facilitators who will help you learn yourself. We will not disseminate knowledge anymore. What would gurus do today without the internet? What would I do? My presentation has, I've listed 20 resources that I, read up, studied before I made this presentation. I would be there. So internet, that lifeline, that umbilical cord that kept businesses and services alive, at least during COVID. Remember COVID? Bhule to nahi? So during COVID, we connected through the internet. And during that time, fortunately or unfortunately, you became addicted to the internet. I became addicted to the internet. Now we do not talk. We only look at our phone. When we are walking, we are looking at the phone. When we are having dinner, we are looking at the phone. When we are chatting with our friends, we are preferring to chat with that person even if the person is in the next room. So internet and post-COVID fatigue are very closely linked. How can we bring our students out of that mode? How can we bring teachers out of that mode? You remember your Google Forms? Do you want to go back to Google Forms? I don't want to. Even though they were very easy. Very easy. Because if you gave a quiz or a test in Google Forms, the marks was already calculated. And anyone said, ma'am, but give me 2 marks more. I said, I'm sorry. Google has given you the marks. I did not give you the marks. But in class, if somebody comes and says, ma'am, see, that day you told, that is why I wrote, now you are giving me wrong. Now, I am a teacher. If the person has a very sad, sweet, puppy face, I will say, acha, next time you make mistakes, I'm going to thrash you. If it's Sarabjit ma'am, she's thrashing everybody. And do you know why she's thrashing everybody? I never thrash anyone. Verbal thrashing. Why? Because she has a big heart. She looks at you like a mom. I look at you like my students. So don't think I'm a better teacher than her. She's a better teacher than me. She combines motherliness with teaching. Which internet is going to give you that? Can we use internet as a resource? Was there any question that you wanted to ask me in the previous slide? Should I go back? Okay. Can we use, by we I mean you students, see there are 3 stakeholders of the education process in India. I think all over the world. 1, sitting in front of me, white and blue. 2, standing in front of you, sitting in front of you, multicolored shirt pants. And 3, that you cannot see now, you will see after the end of the 4th year. In time. Coming with or without the offer letter. 3 stakeholders of the education process. You are 1, we are 2, 3rd is invisible. Can we all 3 use internet, Google, ChatGPT, whatever it is that you say? By Google, I did not mean only the company Google. It was for me one word for all the online resources. Can we use it to grow together? Can we have Google classes? Can we also have physical classes? Can we have stakeholder involvement where the stakeholder says, what I want to study today? I don't say what you want to study today. Industry says, I want this skill, and teacher gives that skill to the student. Or student says, I want to attend that program, I need this skill, and teacher gives that skill to the student. Or Teacher says whether you want it or not, discipline is a skill, punctuality is a skill, empathy is a skill, you have to learn it. And we give it to you anyway. What about AV, the audio-visual mode of communication? How many of you like to read from a text versus see a YouTube video on that same topic? It's a no-brainer, right? Short, very bright, very happy, and maybe 3 minutes. Old, boring, irritable, 50 minutes. Are you kidding me? Choice is simple. And then we don't have that now. Virtual reality. If it was virtual reality today, I would not be standing, Kriti Salon would be standing. Or maybe I don't know who's the latest gentleman heartthrob. Who's the latest gentleman heartthrob? No clue. There has to be something for the ladies as well. Only guys can't get the good things in life. So we have Kriti Salon and then we have maybe Tiger Shroff, I don't know. Or Hrithik Roshan. Or Shah Rukh Khan, you. Anyway. We can, in virtual reality, your teacher can be anyone. You can just imagine that person to be your teacher. Again a suggestion. Instead of thinking about Guru or Google, and again, by Google, my disclaimer is, I mean all online resources. Can we do blended learning? If classwork is physical, can homework be online? If a class is physical, can some added value addition notes be a YouTube video or a Zoom classroom or a Blackboard session? We can blend it up, we can mix it up. All periods need not be one type, because you are a generation which always wants to go into a multi-specialty store. If you find something nice, you will say, can I have it in a different color? If you find it in your favorite color, you will say, can I have it in a different size? So you like options. What about education does not become a one person or one party divided by a spatial space like this and another party on the opposite side? What if we can learn from each other? What if I can be taught by you? Can we consider that we can learn from each other? Multiple intelligences is a pedagogy, is a thought which recognizes every individual as intelligent. I may be intelligent in business communication. My colleague might be intelligent in poetry, which she is. She's a fabulous poet. Somebody here could be interested in dance, which we saw in Agumoni. Somebody could be interested in mathematics. Somebody could be interested in physics or astrophysics or astrobiology. How about bringing all those resources and learning from each other instead of only depending on one party, Guru or Google, to learn? When we talk about, Sir spoke extensively about ChatGPT. So when we talk about ChatGPT or Google or any of these online resources, do we only talk about the plus points or are there also minus points? What are the minus points? You will think of things like if there is no electricity, if there is no net connectivity. Do you think if the person has a mental problem, can Google have a mental problem? No. Can any AI bot have a mental problem? No. Do you have sometimes mental problems, depression, frustration, anger, attention disorder? Do you have it? Yes. Let's look at some of those. Here I want to talk about stakeholder challenges. I do not want to talk about only you. This is also us. There are many teachers who have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. We are humans. We have dyscalculia. I have dyscalculia. When I am confronted by many numbers, I'm like. There are many people who have dyslexia. तारे ज़मीन पर. You can have dyslexia. Equally, we can have dyslexia. There are many of us who have dyspraxia. I want to go somewhere, but I keep falling down. Brain-body dissonance. Attention deficit disorder. How long do you see a YouTube video? 1 minute? 1 hour? You must be kidding me. I see it for only 30 seconds. Yeah. 30 seconds, scroll next video. If it's really interesting, then otherwise 1 minute is a long time to invest in something that I don't like. So our attention is like a goldfish. Have you seen goldfish? Yes, ma'am. So the goldfish has very small attention capacity. We have all become goldfish. And cultural anxiety. How many of you have come from outside West Bengal? The food, the language, everything is a bit of a problem, right? There is cultural anxiety. So like you, we also have that problem. How can we manage them? We can manage them by practicing non-linear teaching. If somebody's attention is not drawn to a problem, then the problem does not exist. This is our approach right now. If you don't tell me, ma'am, I'm dyslexic, or ma'am, I have dyscalculia, I will continue to give you mathematics. I will continue to give you reading. We have to do education, rethink education in a non-linear function, non-linear format. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, Chapter 4, no. If you find it interesting, if I find it interesting, let's do Chapter 3 first, followed by Chapter 2, followed by Chapter 4. Yes, there are certain subjects where Chapter 1 is the foundation for Chapter 2. Chapter 2 is a build-up for Chapter 3. I understand that. Then again, there are certain subjects where these ideas are discrete. You may do a chapter first. A non-linear approach allows you to customize education as per your needs. We can use technology as a resource. We can use facilitation instead of teaching. This is where a flipped classroom comes into play. We can tell you what to do. You can research Google or ChatGPT or wherever, and then you can come back and be a proxy teacher. Role play the task of a teacher and teach everybody else. Whatever gaps are remaining, let us together fulfill them. And finally, we have to be agile. By we, again, please understand, I do not mean only you or only us. We as educators, we as stakeholders of education have to be agile, open to learn, open to adapt, open to embrace technology. This is where I end my presentation today, because a lot of the presentation you already know, because you have access to the same resources that I have access to. I have searched my presentation details from Google, and I know you can look up Google or ChatGPT by yourself, so what is the point in me lecturing you anymore? I will leave the session with a little bit of a dose of emo, as you call it, emotion. I want you to show, I want us to be shown a video which kind of encapsulates our feeling as a teacher before I let the floor open for discussion, whether what you feel is that Google or gurus are your best educators. Please allow us 1 minute while we set up the sync sound.
এখন একটু অফ রাখতে পারেন, একটু কন্টিনিউ করছেন, না না দরকার নেই, একটু অফ